Hey guys, so I know I usually post on how I am generating income online and things like that, but today I'm gonna talk about other ways of making money, and one of them is investing in real estate and using the MLS listings and the MLS search to help you find something decent to put your money in. Remember, keeping your money in the bank is only going to give you, 1%. I found investing in real estate is the way to go. You make money on the rents, and also the value of your property increases every year as well, as long as you're in a decent neighborhood and things like that. Now, I know there's a million different ways to make money in real estate. I I'm into it. My family's actually into it, so I literally just picked up a property for $90,000 under asking price. I'm going to make another video on how I did that. I'm just going to give you a quick video on how I search. So I am into multifamily real estate. So we'll just check. I did not buy in Valley Stream, but I'm just using it as an example. I'm on Realtor.com. I just go to a place and then I go to the more filters. And here I don't do two families. I prefer so real quick, if you're 5 units or more, you have to get a commercial loan. If you're 4 units or less, you can still just get a normal loan where you can get the 30 years and 30-year fixed. The interest rates are lower. When you gotta get a commercial loan, sometimes it's they a lot of times they want it shorter, like 7 years, like interest only and a balloon payment at the end and things like that. So what I do is I go for 4 unit spots. So if it's a 4 unit spot, it has to have at least 4 bedrooms. So it takes care of that. It has to have at least 4 bathrooms. I try to stay under the million. In New York State, if you purchase a property over $1 million, I believe there's some type of extra tax you have to pay. So I try to stay under there. And then we'll click on multifamily here. I don't like two family houses. A lot of times I find two families are basically, it's just good for if you're going to live there and you're going to rent out to somebody else. That's fine if that's what you're looking for. That's not what I'm looking for. So let's see what we found here. Multifamily spots. Also, you got to look at the type of properties. I'm not that big into like the housing, the ones that look like houses, like these two. I'm more into like a garden style or something like this in St. Albans. That's I'm not looking for a house that was turned into a multifamily unit. I'm looking for a building that was built for 3 or 4 families in it. So this is pretty much how I would do. There's also a the map view, so you can stay away from certain areas that you don't like, um, and things like that. So let's just go back to the list view. So that's how I filter them out, and then realistically, there is no way to really narrow it down. You just kind of scroll. I usually go by the pictures and see what they look like. If I like something, I just open up a new tab, and then I'll just click it, and I'll see, 5 bedrooms, 4 full. Scroll down. So this is when I'm doing my own homework. If you're first starting out, your best bet is to find some of these multifamily houses, and then right here you request more information, and the broker will call you up. And this is who you want to reach out to. You definitely want to talk to your broker, um, if possible, a couple brokers, and you just basically tell them what you're looking for. You're looking for a 3 to 4 unit place, um, one of the things that I look for, I just typed in Valley Stream, but I look for towns. So on Long Island, there's certain towns that are have nightlife. So you have like Huntington Village, you have Rockville Center, and things like that. There are places that people want to go at night. There's bars, great restaurants. So people are renting in the area. They want to rent in the town. So those are places that you want. Normally, if you're in a more well-desired area like that, you'll get less of a cap rate. And the cap rate is if you bought the place in cash, what percent of money you would get back every year. But by taking out a loan, you're not putting all the money up. You usually get 1.5 times. So say the cap rate is 8%. By getting debt and taking out the loan, you're probably going to make 12% on your money every year, plus the appreciation. So here's something. So this is more of the garden style type look I was telling you about. 9 bedrooms, two full baths, which means it's only a 2-family house. So that is not what I'm looking for. But this is pretty much how I go through and find things. So I'm going to switch over to MLSLI.com. Hold on one second. So here's MLSLI.com. I go multifamily. Let me just keep it the trend. This one's pretty easy because if I go to map view and I take off Valley Stream, I don't know what that is, but it always comes up. We just go to different areas. So for argument's sake, you find the areas that you like. Sometimes you can go by sort by bed. So obviously 13 beds is going to be most likely a couple units. And you can see right by the picture there's 3. So there's a number of kitchens. There's 6 kitchens. Taxes are low. But this investment tried with 2 separate buildings with a total of 6 families. Building 1 has 4 apartments, 2 apartments. Okay, so actually that's not bad. 625. It's about a little over $100,000 a unit. So I'm just looking. The taxes are low. So the next thing you got to do is you have to you'd contact the real estate agent, and I don't even. Oh, here it is. Robert Schlosser, I guess. I don't know, but you'd call him up. You say you're interested, and basically you want the net operating income, the NOI. So it's basically the gross rents minus all the expenses, and that will give you out the net operating income on. That's basically what you're going to be making every year. That doesn't include the mortgage. So the only thing that you'd have to pay is the mortgage out of that. So that's pretty much the basics. Without now, it's basically just how I use MLS LI, the MLS listings, the searches, and things like that to find my properties. I'm gonna make another video on how I look at LoopNet. LoopNet's a really another great source, and it's just a lot of grunt work and networking within brokers and letting them know that you're a real buyer. If you go to the bank, you get like some type of pre-approval. You can tell them, listen, I'm pre-approved for X amount. You could show them so they know you're serious, and this way you'll stay in the loop. anytime something new comes on the market, you'll get a look right away. And and this is just basically how you use the listings. It's pretty straightforward, and there's a ton of great information on here.